All right, so check it out. So I wanted to share this really quick because I kind of had this problem and I needed to solve it. And I'd gone all over the internet and looked at a bunch of options. I know Moment has a gimbal, or not a gimbal, a counterweight that came out that I was about to order it, but it was on back order. And I just didn't want to wait that long, so I had to figure out what I could put together myself. So I got the DJI Osmo Mobile 2. I got that a few weeks ago. And right after I did that, I got the Moment 18mm wide lens. So I got their lens, and this thing is actually pretty awesome. I have it, have the case to put on my phone, and it's a beautiful piece of work here. It's got an awesome, beautiful glass element on the front, and it connects right up to their, this is the V2 version, so it connects right up to their phone case that I have on my iPhone 10. So the problem is that with the Osmo Mobile 2, when you try to balance this thing, you get it just about balanced and you put the lens on, and then it just drops that way because it's got the lens. So we need to offset the weight on this side of the gimbal. So normally what you do is you'd undo this little knob here, and then you'd make this arm go shorter or longer to help distribute the weight across the middle of the unit. Now the problem is that even at the furthest extension where you're setting as much of the weight to this side as you can, it's still not offsetting the weight of the Moment lens. So you need to have a counterweight. So I was gonna order the Moment one, but it was out of stock, or it was out of stock. I was actually gonna order it, and it said it would have been here in a few days, and then I said, maybe I won't. So then I didn't, and then a few days later, I went back and was like, oh, okay, I'll just order it. It's like 40 bucks. And when I went to go order it, then it said it was gonna be another week or two out. They must have sold out of the initial stock. So what I did is I went to Lowe's, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna figure out what I can do myself. So what I ended up doing was getting a bolt, and what I did was I got one of these bolts. It was like a 1.5 inch bolt. I'll put the part numbers in the description so you know exactly what to get. But I got a bolt like this, right? And then in addition to that, I got some of the nuts that would fit on that bolt, so that you could take the bolt like this and put the nut on it here. And then what I ended up doing was I got 3 of these nuts to put on here, and then I would just add them on until I had enough weight. Now, I think you need about 80 to 100, I think it's about 80 to 100 grams to offset the weight of the lens. I know that I think the Moment one does somewhere 50 to 100, I believe, is what you can do. So what I ended up doing was I ended up getting, instead of using this bolt, I bought this one because I thought I might need a longer one, and then an extra bolt because I thought I might need more weight. But what I ended up doing was using this bolt, which was a shorter version. It was about 1.5 inches, and then I was able to fit 2 of these nuts on there, and then I just wrapped it with electrical tape, and I'll probably wrap it more just to make it more pretty, I guess. And then what I did was, after I then wrapped this, I then would grab a piece of, let me see if I have it here, a piece of Velcro. So I've got just a standard like cable tie piece of Velcro, and then you can take the arm here, and on this flat like angled piece of it right here, you can just put a flat edge of the bolt here with the 2 nuts on it, and then you can just come in here with the Velcro. And the nice thing about the Velcro is you can remove this, and you can actually get it pretty tight with the Velcro that I have here. It's just some like hook and loop, nice Velcro, kind of like the kind you buy for cable ties for like network cables and such, audio cables. And I just came in here and I just tightened this pretty tight. Around here, probably the piece I have is probably 8 inches long or so. So I went around 2 or 3 times, maybe it's more like 2.5 times. But anyway, you can get it on there nice and tight. I didn't do a very good job this time. But anyway, you put it on there like that, And now you can then use this arm adjustment back and forth like that to then use this counterweight to adjust for the lens. And this actually works very well. The only thing I've found that you can't really adjust so much is when you're balancing the weight of the lens towards the top or bottom side of the phone, there's really not a way you can use this to balance that, because it's technically on the top side of the phone when you're doing this kind of balance. But it's not bad enough that the motor is going to get fatigued or heat up and stop working. So basically, this was my solution. So the nut that you would need is the number is 396471. I don't know if you can see that, 396471 at the top. And then the bolts the nuts were 310724. And I'll put these in the description so that you can see them. But I just went to Lowe's. I was like, you know what? Let me just get these things, try to throw something together. Probably would be cheaper and easier than ordering and waiting for the Moment one. I mean, one day I might get it, but this I think cost me probably less than $5-6. So it was a good solution, and it's quick and easy. And the nice part is too, this little piece with the nut and the two bolts actually fits right inside the section where you can put your cables and stuff for the Osmo. So if you're carrying it around, you can put that right in there, put the Velcro wrapped up in the nut and bolt, and then it's perfectly balanced and you can take it with you. So I just wanted to show that. I hope that was helpful. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. If you like the video, if you have any comments or any questions about how I did this, or what other let me know what other things you can maybe have come up with. But I only saw one other video on YouTube that suggested doing something like this to clamp things or tie things to that one part. But I don't know if I don't believe I saw anything that did anything like this. But I thought this was probably the easiest and probably the cheapest way to make a counterweight for your Osmo Mobile and the Moment lens. So thanks, and we'll see you next time.